They can't hear you. They're going to hear me. So there's the beginning of a recording. Hello. General ideas. I want to give training on Curriculog because we're all using it. I'm going to basically go through as much as I can in an hour. I'm going to be honest. There'll probably be questions. Interrupt me as needed. I should be able to see if a chat shows up since I'm only using one screen. Yeah, let's get into it. This is my only PowerPoint slide, which I made right now. So let's get rid of it. So, general idea, Curriculog. It's going to be the new way we do curriculum proposals. Yeah. Instead of you fill out the PDF and email it to person, emails it to person, emails it to person, it'll all be done in system. Curriculog is a sister program of Accolog, which is our college catalog, which means theoretically, any changes with Curriculog should also get updated in the college catalog. It's actually a lot more complicated than that. It also doesn't update degree works. It also doesn't update panel, but it will at least theoretically update that when you jump through a few hoops. It also will make sure all proposals go in the path they should. So I'm going to just start before anything and just showing where to find it. I mean, you can go straight to the website. I'll just say it, but I'm not. It's delhi.curriculog.com. But general ideas, if you go, no, .com. If you go to your faculty staff resource page and go to the same curriculum committee page we've always used, it's been redone. This page now has a big button with access to Curriculog, which, surprise, surprise, gives you access to Curriculog. I do want to point out the other stuff on this site, which is a overview guide, and then a series of YouTube links. These YouTube links are videos I made showing how to use Curriculog. So if you don't remember any of this, those should help. I think the longest one is 5 minutes long. I'm also recording this right now, and I'll probably post this up there too. I'm going to skip those because I'm going to give you the summary now. When you go into Curriculog, what's going to happen is you'll land. Oh, I'm logged in. Normally, you land on a splash page. I logged in earlier. When you land on the splash page, screw it. I'm going to log out and log back in. You land on a splash page. Doesn't really show much. It will give the dates of our meetings and the committee members, which needs to be updated. But once you log in, it uses the same single sign-on as everything else we do. So, you have to pull out your phone, type the numbers like always. When you come in, what you're going to see is these 4 tabs, basically. Going through. My tasks is things you got to deal with. Right now, I got 6 things I have to deal with. We'll worry about that in a second. My proposals are all proposals yes, Dawn. So I don't think the people can hear you, so I'll just say it. The question, if you get notifications, kind of. I will come back to notifications. It's annoying, and it's not what they promised me would happen. So yeah, my tasks are proposals waiting for your response. My proposals are proposals you made. Next proposals, you press this little tab here. You can put them on your watch list. Watch list is all the ones that you put on your watch list. And all proposals is, you guessed it, all proposals. This means actually every proposal ever made in Curriculog will show up there. So if you ever want to be like 3 years from now, when did I do that proposal 2 years ago? You can find it, and it is searchable. There's that filter by all proposals advanced filter. That advanced filter gives you a search thing. No, it is all proposals. It is every proposal at SUNY. Sorry, the question was it all proposals you made? No, it is all proposals ever at Delhi. They're all there. You can look at any proposal you want. It means you don't have to email the curriculum committee chair bothering them about such things. Though you still can. It won't be me anymore. So before I get into dealing with proposals already made, I have a lot to say about that, the process of approval and the notifications and that. I want to start with the basic, which is making a proposal. On all these tabs, this new proposal button shows up. A lot of this is going to kind of be as simple as it should be. The new proposal tab is how you make new proposals. Now, in the past, we had a series of forms for different things. We still do. So All proposal forms are now going to have the yield in front of them, but if you look, it's next yield. General idea is the standard is that the yield is what year it's going to go into effect, because the college catalog only gets updated every summer. So any changes made will be in the 25-26 catalog. That's why it's 25-26. The reason that Curriculog has you put the years in front of the forms is to make it easier to search, because that'll always be part of the name, the year. So every year the names will change, if nothing else. Going through though, they're pretty obvious what they are. The course change form is for changing courses. The course delete form is for deleting courses. The course new form is for new courses. We then got 2 micro-credentials and the same things for programs. I'm going to do a kind of quick version of these forms. Mostly quick because a lot of it's just fill it out as logical. I'm probably going to skip micro-credentials and I'll just spoil this. The micro-credentials, the process is the same as programs. That's why I'm not bothered. But I'm going to start with well, before I get any of it, if you look at there's all those dots. Those dots are what steps they go through. Gray dots are mandatory steps. The checkered, not gray, dotted dots are a maybe step, depending on the process. You can see that courses are complicated. That's because courses are complicated. So let's go through with the simplest, new course. You want to make a new course, there's 2 buttons down here. The first button is to preview the form. It is completely useless. The second button, though, is start proposal. When you go into start proposal, if it's a new form, change forms are different, you get this. Well, most of the page is taken up by a side window that is most of the time not useful. This side window will tell you the steps for approval. We'll come back to that. Give you a thing to attach files. Cross listing and proposal lookup is probably not needed, but you can just kind of X this out. And if you need to get it back, you can make them come back. Yes, so the question was, use the attached files for the first page of a syllabus or something like that. Yes, and I will talk about that too. So at the top, this read before you begin is a big thing of text that you should probably read before you begin, though most probably won't. But after that, it's you just fill out. Anything with an asterisk is required. Anything without is not. A few things that change here. First off, well, not this change, this is change. But I said the steps to approval is kind of all over the place. Yeah, Doug. Well, this, if you click it, does that happen? Are you in preview or did you open a new one? No idea. I'll look at it in a second. Yep. Sorry, the question was he doesn't have this pop up, which is new to me. Keep in mind, I have yet to make a proposal in this. I'm learning it still. Once I finish, I'll take a quick look when we're wrapping up tonight. So one of the things I said is that all these steps are kind of grayed out for only a sometimes. That's because what steps a proposal is going to go through is based off what decisions you make. If I wanted to make a proposal, well, I would probably be doing one in science in my school. And if you hit save all changes, it'll update the steps to approval to match that. And now the steps to approval will go library. It'll skip the nursing curriculum committee because it's not nursing. It'll skip teacher ed because it's not teacher ed, and then go to math and science, and eventually go to the dean. When it goes to these people, you can actually see everyone who will see this. Well, one person, whoever has an asterisk, is what is called the agenda administrator. In most areas, that's the PD or PC. Oh, yeah, PC in a tech, right? Some places not. Nursing has someone else. Hospitality has someone else. And for the school vote, it is the dean in all cases as of now. Yeah, Lauren, you had a question? Yes, Steve is gone. Okay, one thing that changed. Before, when you did a proposal, the first thing you had to do with a new course, a new program, is send a message to the library, have Steve send you a thing, get a library statement. Instead of that, that's the first step. New courses, new programs, just go to the library for a step. And so what's happened is, as of now, it is sent to Carrie and Steve. You do not need to get a library statement ahead. And in fact, at the end, I am jumping ahead a lot. There was a system administrator only section with a library statement section. It will go to them first. They will add the library statement. Steve hasn't been removed from here because I don't know who is doing that job yet. And I mostly left him there as a reminder to get to the bottom of that. Now, once you go through, you just fill in. What's the name of the course? What are you going to call it? At the drop-down menu. So like busy, I hit busy randomly, put the code. What type of course? This is basically course type. It says right here is the course prefix name. I arbitrarily hit busy, even though I said I was doing a math science course, whatever. So I would hit business. And then you just fill out the same things as before. Is it upper or lower division? What's the credit hours? What's the lecture hours? What's the lab? What's the Carnegie units? Prereqs, if any. Note that one's not required. Correc, restrictions, course description. That one is required. Is it repeatable? Excuse me. All the same stuff. Go for it. Yes, we got to get to GEs. I'll get to that. I am going to not bother repeating Aaron's question because I'm going to cover it in a second. Lauren. All faculty and staff have access to make proposals. Yes. Now, when we go down the GE section, the GE is a little crazy. I said before in the steps to approval, things get kind of nuts down here. That's because of GEs. The system can use if-then statements, but it cannot use nested ones. It is a binary yes, no, and nothing more complicated. And our GEs, what step they must follow for proper procedure is much more complicated than that. So the GEs on here are messy, ugly, and I don't like it, but it's the best we can do. How it's going to work for the GEs is I say what they all are here, but then you ask this bizarre question. This question is how it does the GE order. Well, you say either if the course is not GE, we can fix it. It's either it's a diversity GE from SONAS, diversity GE not from SONAS, one of these from Humanities Social Science, one of these not from Humanities Social Science, one of these from Math and Science, or one of these not from Math and Science. We AO what? Yes, we do. That would be the AOS diversity course. I don't think we have a course like that as of now. They could be made. It is a legit designation. I don't think any courses exist with it as of now. When you pick these, that's going to be what wraps up here. So if I say that this course is not GE, it's just going to get rid of basically all of these. If I say the course is diversity and save changes, it now goes to the diversity committee, which is also me running. There's a lot of me in here. So general idea, this will update as needed. And that will make sure it goes to the proper with diversity. This question is required. And again, it is wordy. It is annoying. They could not figure out a better way to do it. Good so far? Any questions on chat? Guess not. Yes, the question was before submitting a proposal, showing it to other people. Yeah, there's no way I can make it do that. That would be. I can't enforce that. Yep. And keep in mind, the question was about other people seeing proposals on the steps. Keep in mind, in the all proposal tab, anyone can see anything. So we could just get it sent to the first step and then be like, hey, go take a look. Of note, with diversity, we do ask you to say if it's, sorry, of the diversity. With the GE, we ask you how it's going to assess it. So if it is GE, you can put that there. You could also add an attachment if you wanted to do a grid. We also have the non-GE attributes. Well, unlike before, people just added them as they see fit. Here's what they all are. Please add attributes as they need. Well, this also has a drop down. Past that is the rationale, cost to students, all the same stuff we asked before, student learning outcomes, and so on. Yes, for course content, in fact, if you read the course content, provide detailed list of topics or attach a sample syllabus by clicking the paperclip icon on the right side menu, blah, 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 blah. So if you want to do the syllabus like you used to do, attach it to this. Okay? That's new courses. I'm going to spend less time on the next few. Changes of courses is where this shines. When you want to do a change in course, before you had to just kind of mark what you wanted to change and figure it out. What happens instead for a change in course? I'm going to skip course delete. Course delete is very simple. When you do a change in course, well, the first thing you do is say what I hit. I hit new course. Useful things to do a change in course is hit change course. When you hit a change in course, instead you get this, where it says, hey, what course are you changing? And you have to tell it which course you are changing. You can search for a course. You will eventually find the course. There's of note, sometimes previously imported will show up. Previously imported means someone already started the process here. It's showing up for physics because this is what I've used as an example every time. So I have imported it many times. But normally if you see that, it means someone else might have a proposal already out on the same course. Double check that first. But once you get that, you press the button to build. It gives you a lot of information that will not matter to you. It's just what it's importing. And you hit build. What it would do is it'll basically load up the entire course. Steps are the same. And what it is it's basically going to work a la track changes. If I decide General Physics 1 shouldn't be called General Physics 1 anymore, I just want to call it something else, I just change it and hit Save Changes at the end. If I want, it still has some things like, what are you doing? Why? And so on. But course description, if you want to change it, you just edit it, and so on. A few things are kind of weird in here. One is that, oh, good, repeatable course now shows up. For some of them, repeatable course might be blank when you go to a change. It's because that was stored in Banner, but was never stored in Curriculog, and this pulls from Curriculog. So if there's something that you're not changing but doesn't have an answer either way, just put it in to be correct, and we'll slowly over time fix that. The GE attributes, you will still need to answer this question. I did physics 1, which is science, so I still need to do that. You will still need to do that every time. Attributes will show up, though. Non-GE attributes will show up. Schedule type is going to be a little different. It's no longer a drop-down because of the way that it learns things. So you will just need to type them in when you're making a change, but just type them in. It does ask for an impact report, though. Impact report is to figure out what this is going to mess with. It says, top of the page, click Run Impact Report. To do that, you go to the top of the page and hit Run Impact Report. What this would do is it will tell you everything this messes with. Make sure you're using the proper calendar, 25-26 college catalog. And what this would do is tell me all other things this affects. Because physics is required for those majors, it will affect those majors. And then you just copy it. Nope, it doesn't send any notification at all. But this, I hit print instead of paste. This is just really done to you people, no paste. Really done so people can pay attention when you change a course. Sometimes it messes with degrees. Take a look at it. I see a question in chat. There's no way for the system to auto-generate that. No, there is not. The system is not smart. And then you can send. Yep. So to just do the question, if you make a change in fall, then decide to make a different change in spring, what happens? Short answer, no idea. We'll find out. I'm only like a little bit ahead you guys with knowing how this works, and I made it. So that's course change, pretty straightforward. Where this program sucks and you're going to hate it is dealing with programs. Programs do include minors. I'll start with new program, I'll start with program change because that's easier than new program. Program change, same thing. No, I go back. I'm gonna do new program. I'll do the more complicated. And then I can probably skip change. When you go to make a new program or to change program, you'll have to do the same thing where you have to import the right one. When you go to make a new program, once again, you should read the thing that says to read. It tells you to import a program grid. To do that, you press import. You select the correct catalog, which will always be the next year. And what I wrote here is just sort by results, says name, and click search. Don't bother typing anything in, just click search. What that's going to do is give you every program in alphabetical order. But we trick the alphabet with an asterisk, and we have a thing for new associates, new bachelor, and new minor. You don't have to do this, but it's going to make your life a hell of a lot easier. Pick the appropriate one. If you're making a minor, use minor, associates use associate, bachelors use bachelors. I'm going to do associate for 1. Inactive hidden means it's not in our course catalog. So we don't have a major in the course catalog called new associates. That's why it's hidden. What that would do is it'll A, make the schedule grid. I'll come back to that. And B, I'm blanking on what B is off the top of my head. There's something else. Can new graduate program please be added? For new graduate program to be added, that means Lynn has to make a new thing. Cheryl, you mentioned this to me at a different meeting. I told Lynn knows she has to do it. So as soon as Lynn makes it, I will say, based off how many semesters it is, if it's a 2-semester graduate program, associates will work just fine. If it's a 4-semester, bachelors will work just fine. But I will ask her to make one. Because basically that's the difference between the associates and the bachelors. One makes, 2 semesters. I meant 2 years. One makes a 2-year, one makes a 4-year. So if you want something that is not one of those, if it's 2-year, use associate. If you use a 4-year, use bachelor. If it has no grid, just random classes, aka like a minor, use minor. It will not. What it will, well, yes and no. You should do the policy of the school. It'll name the program new associate program. Obviously, do not name your program that. But degree type, no, it doesn't fill anything in. I told associate, I still have to tell it that it is a associate in alts, which is an associate. Is there an option for graduate? Minor, Master of Science. Yeah, I think we have a Master of Science as ours, so I think that'll work. If we need something else, then needs to add it. Rationale, delivery, is it on campus, distance learning, both? I don't know why I have that one you have to write out, but it is. Enrollment of students, all the same things you asked before. I then put in here all of the requirements, so they are front center, you know what they are, and then things get ugly. You know things are going to get ugly when you get a block of how to text that long. Here's the setup. Down here is 2 tabs, view curriculum and view courses and scheme. What we did when we hit import is we put that in. That's what import did. If I didn't hit import, down here, that view curriculum scheme box would just be empty. And you have to set it up on your own. What this is doing is just giving our normal thing. What do we have first semester? So for minimum credit hours, where you can just change how many credit hours it has, which doesn't update till you hit save, which took me forever to figure out. Program learning outcomes. It's where they go. SUNY general education requirement. You can't change it. You can delete it if you don't need it, but I don't know why you wouldn't. I guess for the masters. Codes. Please don't mess with this as of now. This is for Lynn to fill out. What you have to do is you have to add all the classes. To add all the classes, first you have to add the classes to the system. You need to go to view curriculum courses and add the courses. Oh, sorry, not add the courses. Import the courses. Select the college catalog for this year, and then find all of the courses. This is where it gets annoying. So if I want to search by prefix, and let's say I'm deciding to make a physics major because that's a funny idea, I can find every course that requires with a prefix PHYS. And whichever ones I want, I can add to the proposal. Because it is a course at Delhi, I probably require, go back to prefix, English 100. Does this seem like it will be annoying to do for every single course in your program? Yes. Is there a better way to do it? No. Once you have, if you are creating a new course that doesn't exist yet, let's say I'm going to create Physics 300. Physics 300 is in the book. I have to do a proposal to make Physics 300, but I want to send both things to curriculum at the same time. You can hit add course. Add course is just how you make a course that doesn't exist yet. And we'll just kind of throw it there without full detail. You'll then later on, we'll replace it when the course is in the catalog. What? Second? It'll jump. Yeah, when I hit add course, it jumps in this set. Then you can go to this and start adding the courses. Yeah. Oh, it will not create a new course. It will not create a new course. It'll. Yes. Okay. The question was if he has a new course that's busy, please have him find it. Not until it's in the catalog. So it'll take a year. It will find the new course once it's updated, and then basically behind the scenes, someone's going to have to go and replace it out, which will probably be a Lin job. So you can then go and add your courses. So if I go into first semester and add my courses, I can only add the courses I added to that list. So I have to find every course. But you pick what semester. That's a hilarious two courses to put in one same semester. You pick what courses you need in that semester and add them in. You can mess up the order. You can delete them. Basically all you can do. Now, sometimes though, we don't have a set course. We'll say things like, oh, take a 23DV course. That is what add custom text is. You can say things like, and I have to know how this goes. And that pops up. That's also if you want to do options, that if you want to have something like, like that, that's how you do that. That it is, I'm trying to remember. We're going to find out. I'm not exactly sure. Let me hit preview curriculum and see what the difference is. If you hit preview curriculum, this is what it's going to look like. Yeah, I have no idea what it did. Mess around and play with it. Once again, though, anytime you want, you hit preview curriculum and look at it. Oh, one thing I skipped. On the preview curriculum, there is a thing to print it. You can print the PDF. There's also one at the very top of this on all the proposals. So if you want to send it to people not in system, you can just print it to PDF and email them that. So that's weird. Yeah. So yeah, you have to add all the courses in one by one like that. Then you go in, go down to program learning outcomes and write programming outcomes and just put them in. Questions on that? That's the most complicated bit of this system. That's not true. Walk me through. No, it does not really do much of use. It is how to do things. It's not that helpful. The video I made, I do this in that video. And it's also written how to do it right there if someone actually ever reads my instructions. Yes. Sorry, say it again? if it has an asterisk, the question is about leaving things blank. If it has an asterisk, you cannot leave it blank. If it doesn't have an asterisk, you can. If you try to validate, like if I try to launch this, I left a lot of things blank. It's like, yeah, no, you can't. And when I go through, it's like, you didn't put this on a school. So if it has an asterisk, you will need to fill it out. But you can just write none. I want to say heading real fast. If you look underneath, it says, please do not edit this field. Please do not edit this field. It's the only way we can do it. So in the course catalog, if you look at the top of the course catalog, I mean, if I go and find program, architectural, Tweet was in here, who kind of out. If you look, it has this stuff at the top. This is the way Lynn used to do it. She used to put the Curriculog code or the AGS at the top. She's moving it to the bottom now. It has this academic requirements. That heading is what goes right here. If you change what's there, it changes that. So let it say academic requirements. As I said, newer one, she's now putting those codes at the bottom. And so that's why in this guy, those codes are down here now. She's slowly changing them all over. Yes. Procedural, yes. Agenda administrator, yep. Sorry, I'll repeat in a second for people online. I gotta talk. That's the whole next bit. Yep. So the question was about actual approval processes, and I will come back to that. So changes to program is basically the same idea. You need to import it, just like a program. Once you import it, the nice thing is most of that grid will show up. So you don't have to import every single class in a program because most of them will already be imported. But if you're adding a new class to the program, you'll need to go through that process. Oh, new prefix. Yes. Yep. Yes, new prefix is like physics is PHYS. If you want to create something else, that's how you do it. Notice this doesn't have steps. It just goes to the catalog manager, aka Lynn. This is just when doing that, it puts it in Acalog and makes life easier. So that gets into creating proposals. And I think everything I want to say, I'm going to delete the proposals I made because I don't want to go through. Is there any questions about making proposals before I get into looking at other people's proposals and voting on them and approving them? Okay, I'm going to call out business a little bit because they have proposals for me to look at. So before I get into the process, looking at proposals, not business, hospitality, I misspoke. When you have a proposal, if it's when you can just go in and look at them. If it is a program change, course change. If it's a new proposal, it'll be pretty straightforward, but let's go to this one, which is the course change. When you go in, you'll see all the comments. When a proposal is at your step, you can add comments. Right now, there's that curriculum committee, so that is my step, so I can write comments on it. Of note, for each step, I can decide whether it allows comments or edits. For the most steps, it only allows comments. So when this proposal went to the school, no one in the school could make changes to it, though they could say, hey, maybe we should do this. Steps that can make changes to proposals is the library, because they have to add the library statement, but then curriculum committee. If there's a proposal and change needs to be made at the curriculum committee step, I can make changes to a proposal. We would always do it with people's okay. It's the same thing that sometimes people, oh, we need to fix that wording. Basically, that can still happen. But of note, this was a change form. When I look at it, it just looks like a filled out form. It's hard to tell what changed. When you go to discussion, user tracking, show current with markup, I said that changing stuff kind of looks like track changes. Well, this markup kind of looks like track changes. So what happened here? Some of the things is just filled out because it wasn't in quite right. So she changed by saying what they were doing and the rationale of what did I just do? Oh, sorry, let me do that again. Because I can make changes at this step, I started to. But if I go through, I can find that she's changing the prereq. I can find that they're changing the restrictions. Repeatable course says it has a change. That's just because, as I said, repeatable course wasn't in the old ones. Was there a question online? Some courses, as I said, when you go into change, it just repeatable course won't be filled out because it wasn't stored in Curriculog. She did this before that got fixed. We can go through. This course is not GE was changed. So when you look at a course that's a change, you can see what was changed as long as you go to discussions, show course with markup. Yep. But the big thing we got to do is vote on this shit. I go to workflow status. This is the status. It's first goes to the area, then goes to the school, then goes to the curriculum committee. Green thumbs up means it passed through. A red X means it's rejected. Of note, if a proposal gets rejected, it goes back one step. And the little swirly thing means something weird happened. In this case, it's that the curriculum committee changed because someone left and someone else joined, and that confused it, but it's still moving forward. You got one saying it. You got a weekly report. So we'll come back to that. Oh, you changed it? I had it said you couldn't change that. We'll come back to that. We realize it's part of the weekly report. So here's what happens. When this proposal first went, it first went to hospitality management. Is anyone from hospitality in? If not, I apologize for calling you out. If yes, I apologize for calling you out. If not, I'm calling you out without you knowing. So this is what the proposal happened. What happens is all of these people will have the proposal visible in their active proposals. What it doesn't do is let you know. What it will do is it'll email only the agenda administrator. So if you're a PD, that's you. If you're not a PD, it's probably not you. I know Linda's not a PD, but they have some stuff going on, so she's taking care of it. So she got an email and only she did. Everyone else has access, but only she has it. The weird thing is how the voting works. Only one vote matters. Whoever's the agenda administrator, if they approve it, it goes forward. If they say no, it goes back. That's it. There was some confusion here, which is why there's only a few yes votes and nothing else. It's a loading process. However, what you can do as an agenda administrator is once you get a proposal, you can let your people know. You can make an agenda in system. I can show you to do that. I'm going to hold on. You can make an agenda in system. So just hit new agenda. When I hit new agenda, I say its name. I say which committee it's for. I add all the appropriate courses. And it can only be the courses that get there. When you do that, it will send an email to everyone else in the list. Honestly, it might be easier though, just when you get a proposal, just send an email to everyone saying, hey, log into Curriculog. You can make an agenda, you don't have to. You can just email people. I'll probably use it for curriculum committee because I don't know why, or like I want to save them. But for the rest of you, it's fine. What will happen is when someone logs into a proposal, and if they are not the agenda administrator, they will be able in the decisions bit to say their question. Now, it says, if you're the agenda administrator, your decision will be calculated in the final verdict. For everyone else, they can approve or reject. When they approve or reject, what will happen is if they approve it, they get a little green thumbs up. If they reject it, they put a little red X. And you can take vote right in here. However, keep in mind, if you are the agenda administrator, your vote's the only one that actually matters according to the system. So do not approve anything until the vote's been done. If it is a gray circle, it means they've never opened it. If it's a white circle, it means they did. I'm sorry, Linda, if she sees this. I don't mean to insult Linda. Once again, this was new. She wasn't quite sure. She approved it early. She then sent it back to her people after the fact. This was actually approved by everyone, despite what it looks like here. Now, if you decide to vote in meeting, and you don't need to have them log in, you can just discuss it in meeting if you want, whatever you want to do, but that is how you vote in system. Same thing will happen at the school level. At the school level, the dean puts it forward. Brett voted yes. No one else opened it. That was because, once again, growing pains. But if you want to vote in the system, just if you're the dean or an agenda administrator, do not hit approve until it's ready to be approved. Yes, Monica. Abstain. No abstain. If you want to abstain, you don't vote. That's what abstention means. What happened was just Brett got the email saying these need to be approved, and he just approved them. He then went and printed the PDF and sent them as PDF files to his group. And so they did approve it after the fact. He kind of went to the next step, then got approved. Because it's a new, I'm not sending it back. But if you want to vote in here, you can. So like curriculum committee right now, where it's at, these are the people in curriculum committee. I haven't emailed the committee and let them know this proposal is here yet. So I get the thing saying it's here, but none of them have. Once I get close to the meeting and make the agenda, I'll let them know. That's the general idea here. So once again, agenda administrator, be very careful when you press go. Make sure your people have approved it. We can change the agenda administrator. Who is dean and who is agenda administrator? Who is PD and who's agenda administrator? Are mutually exclusive rules. I accept them to be the same for ease, but they don't have to be. So if someone's like, yeah, I want to, if dean's like, I want my secretary to do this, let me know. We can do that. And vote accordingly. As I said, certain steps changes can be made. Curriculum committee steps can be made. Decisions is where you make the decision. I can see, this was summarized right here, users approved, user rejected. So if you are voting in system, you can just look how many people said yes, how many people said no. At this point, no one said yes, because I haven't sent it to anyone. That is the approval process. Once it's approved, it automatically goes to the next step. After it goes, and then it just continues through. Of note, one thing is, as of now, I have to talk to Doug. There's only one person in the Senate thing, other Doug, because the plan was, do we really need to, we'll just give the senators the agenda and not every single proposal, but that can be changed. We update. President's also only one person. The other thing that happens, and you can't see it in here, if I jump into admin, is notifications are sent to some other people. So like an area vote. Come on. Area vote. If you're making the proposal, you should get a thing each step. But like when the president signs off, the thing is finalized. It'll email the originator, the president, the Senate, the library, curriculum committee chair, the provost, the assistant provost, registrar, It'll send messages to the appropriate people as needed when things are approved. So if your thing passes the curriculum committee, you should know. I don't need to email you when it passes curriculum committee. We'll find out. What time is it? 10:45. I'm doing good with time. I am going to quickly pull up Ellen on the screen to check that one thing because I'm curious. Meh. Because you won't get too many. You won't get multiple at the same time. I'm on daily. You don't get emails often. Because otherwise, if a proposal gets to you, you won't know for a week. Okay. I did mess with your academic freedom, and I don't even care. Actually, I might have said that you could change it, so maybe it'll be fine. Yeah. There's a way to make it so you can't change it, and I thought I had. Okay, so I'll take questions at this point. I went through a lot of shit, but fine, I'll put you back on weekly, but I think it's a bad idea. Yeah, by the way, fun fact, if a PD needs to change, chair of curriculum committee needs to be told. If any faculty leaves the school or enters the school, chair of curriculum committee now needs to be told because they have to be added manually. It's not linked to HR. We don't have a process for that yet. Lowen. I don't know who it's going to be. The question went to chair of curriculum. This is my last term as chair. So curriculum committee will have to vote on a new chair. But I'm not allowed to be chair after this term. I was long enough to set up Curriculog and then run away when everyone leave someone else to deal with the mess. I've been chair long enough. I went through enough stuff between the new GEs, minors, this, and my opening with previous provost. So, other questions? It can be a little clunky. It's especially clunky, in my opinion, with programs, that whole making the list of courses, but it will make sure things go through the proper procedure. The whole idea of, we've had issues in the past with procedures skipping steps, procedures not going they should, or people saying they didn't see the proposals. Now we can see who saw it, who did it. If someone claims they didn't see it, we can look in and check. I do wish that when it goes to liberal arts, I wish it emailed everyone in liberal arts. They told me that is not possible. It'll only go to the agenda administrator. I cannot make it alert everyone there's a proposal for them. I think it's dumb, but that is the way it is. So I just ask, whenever your agenda administrator, as soon as the proposal gets to you, let your people know, let them start voting. I guess only wait a week to find out if you're Ellen over there ignoring me. But so, is there anything else? Anything online? I was all worried I could pull it off in an hour, and I got it in 50 minutes, like perfect, ending at 10:50 class time. I will stop recording. Thank you all for coming.